friends doing fun things, and they like, Amir, you coming? I'm like, nah, I can't. I can't. I'm not even almost done yet.
The thing is, when you get into the trades, I do think you invest more in the beginning. You're
Mhm.
learning, you're putting in that time so that you can, get that benefit later of more time back or doing the job quicker. There's so many benefits to it if you do it early enough. Like
Yeah.
if you're dedicated when you start, like you're gonna be on the right track much sooner.
Have a good team, like far as like the guys you would just kind of just make it like, because it can be such a tense job sometimes where you just like so uptight.
That's what I hate on social media really quick before we get off. Like when
Mhm.
people get real um uptight in the comments and I'm like, you gotta have fun. You're on the job all day, you're working with these people
Yeah,
all week. Like you gotta have fun. Just make it fun, you know?
because the HVAC, you can become a real angry person.
Hola, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Reliable Trades podcast. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and you like this video. And if you're listening to this on the audio over on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or any other platform, please leave a review. That's all free and it helps support the show and helps it get out to more people. And of course, I'm your host, Adrian Garcia. I am an HVAC technician, licensed contractor here in Texas, and I've been doing this about 18 years. And we just have a lot of good conversations with good people in different trades now, whether it's HVAC, plumbing, electrical. I've had some others in like auto mechanics, anything like that. You bring them on, have a good conversation, and hopefully get more trade awareness out there. So I appreciate everybody who's watched or listened, all the support and making this podcast successful and what it is now. I also want to thank the sponsors of the show, like Jobber, which is a CRM that we use to run our business, which is invoicing, quoting, scheduling jobs, maintenance contracts, and all our technicians on our team usually pick it up relatively quickly. I just have to show them what it is and they are able to get out there and start, invoicing. It's been great running our business with Jobber now. And if you guys want a free trial and discount, make sure to check the link down below, getjobber.com/reliable HVACR. I also want to thank Vito Pro Pack, the best quality bags that money can buy, literally. If you invest in these bags, as I did, during the whole pandemic, I ripped so many backpacks and tool pouches that I finally, I found Vito. I think there were some YouTube videos. So check out Vito Pro Pack at your supply house or go to vitopropack.com to learn more. And the podcast is also brought to you by Local. Local HQ is a marketing that is geared towards the trades, and they can help you with your HVAC digital marketing so that you can dominate your local service areas with proven strategies that get your business more leads. They can help you rank higher on Google and all that you would need. So reach out to them at localhq.com/reliable and mention me or the Reliable Trades podcast and get 2 months of SEO for free. All right. Amir, right? Because I was a
Yeah.
little bit confused with the screen name and your shirt.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
What's up? How you doing, boss?
I'm doing pretty good. So you didn't work this weekend?
Nah, I didn't work today. I worked yesterday, but I was off today. But one of my guys ended up hitting me like 5:30 in the morning, like, "Oh, can you work?" But I'm like, "Nah, I was gone. I didn't see it till like an
Oh
hour
yeah,
ago." So I was
yeah.
like, "Nah."
I worked yesterday too, so I actually got Sunday off and stuff because but I run a business, so that call that I had, I was kind of married to it because I ended up putting the compressor in and other issues came up.
Other
I didn't
issues
want
came up.
to. I didn't want to do it. We had it's like a. Do you do refrigeration or just HVAC?
It's mainly HVAC, but I mean, I know a little bit because I was in trade
Yeah,
school, but it wasn't. Not gonna lie.
yeah. So I did a make line cooler. So it's like a prep cooler, right? Where they make. This is a pizza place, so where they make pizzas and they have the condiments and all that.
Yeah.
I was hoping they would buy a new system, and
Hmm. Oh,
I
so you was
got
going.
bit. Yeah, and
mindset.
I got busy and I don't know what happened and I saw that a compressor got approved. I'm like, oh crap. And
Oh,
the thing is it's a rotor lock. I don't know if you've done much of those. It's stainless steel to copper that you have to
no,
braze.
not much.
So
Oh, yeah, no, I don't know
yeah, so
much.
some of the guys
So it was
were
crazy. What time you finished yesterday?
yesterday I just worked like half a day. But they
Half a day.
nobody was comfortable doing it, so I was like, okay, I'll go do it. I go whatever, and then I ended up getting stuck with it, right? So it's a new compressor. I started it up. It worked okay, and then I have four different evaporators in that cooler for one compressor. So we were
Oh, damn.
focused on one
Uh-huh.
rail system. So it's basically
Yeah,
where the walls will frost up and stuff. I was like, okay, cool, that one's working. That was the issue, whatever.
yeah.
Well, the bottom cooler inside, like I said, four different evaporators. One of
Mhm.
those was messing up and causing it to ice over. So I spent half a day yesterday trying to figure that out.
Yeah, no, yeah, yeah, that's crazy. We we had a mini split, a single zone mini split at a barber shop, and then three service calls after that. So I finished till like four. The last one
Yeah.
was a little. We waited like 20 minutes till the customer got there, and then once we got there and we figured out, changed the filter and everything, we had to clean the coils, and it was a church, so it was a big church, and it
Yeah.
had the water spigot like right there. So I was like, "Hey, there's the water spigot," but you already know, no water came out of it.
Oh,
So we had to do the bucket method. We had to
you
do the
got like
bucket.
a pressure washer or anything to help you out?
Nah, nah, we don't
No.
even have them. We're ordering it this weekend because after yesterday it was a little annoying. I ain't gonna lie. Normally we don't get that type of bad luck, but it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah,
But
like
it was.
I got different methods, right? I got the pump sprayers that we keep
Hmm.
on the truck, and then I used to use like you said, like a bucket of water, but I would have a pressure washer to kind of push it out. And I got a turbo tank that's by New Calgon recently, and it's kind of a bulky little. I don't know if you've seen it. It's a battery powered portable washer. So
No, who's that by? I never heard that.
New Calgon,
New. Oh,
they make
I know
all.
that company. But I
Yeah, I was
didn't.
like, they make
Wait,
all the
wait,
cleaners.
isn't that little like? Is it in like a little jug? I don't know. Maybe.
It's a big blue portable washer. The only thing is
Nah.
it's like $500, so it's an investment. I always tell people like, but for me it was
Yeah.
worth it because I run into that all the time. None of the
Uh,
water spigots work, or it's like you got to run like 100 feet at least
100
of a
for
hose.
the hose. Getting the hose out of the truck is the annoying part. I don't like because I zip
Yeah,
tie the hose and stuff. So like getting the hose out is such a hassle. But I
yeah.
might have to invest.
So I went ahead and bought one or a while back, and I mean I work with them now, but even before then I bought one, and I was like,
Hmm.
this is awesome because I wash a lot of coils, right? The customers never wash or get maintenance, so that's always like a big issue. Can you give us a quick rundown, like an intro, who you are? Because I'm also curious as to what Xavier HVAC is.
Okay. All right. So first, my name's Amir Henry. I'm 19. I live out PA, but we mainly do work in Baltimore, but we also do some in Pennsylvania. Um, I went to Lincoln Tech this previous year because my dad has an HVAC company. That's what Xavier
Okay.
HVAC is. My dad has an HVAC company and I work for him. So I've been working for him probably when I was like, I always get it confused. It's been long. I know I've been watching him since I was like 10 or 9. I got like some posts when I was like 9 or so on my like TikTok, but really started to like be hands on and start to actually do stuff, help grab things from the truck and stuff like that when I was about probably 11, 12. But I didn't really start paying attention till like I was in like 11th, 12th grade-ish. But really 12th grade, I would really say where I was like, yeah, this is definitely what I want to do because, that's when I'm
Yeah.
graduating high school. That's when they like, what do you want to do next? So that's when I really started to realize because I knew college wasn't for me. So I just knew that I couldn't do them for extra 4 years. I wasn't dumb in school, but it was just like it wasn't fun to me. Like none of the stuff they like. I wasn't interested in nothing, and I like working with my hands, so it was like the perfect thing for me.
Yeah, man. Like, I think COVID kind of proved a lot of that stuff where it's like before it's like, what do you mean you don't want to go to college? What do you mean you have to? And you got to get your schooling, you got to get all this, you need a degree. And none of those people that had degrees were confident in like, where they were going to be working. But the tradespeople were just
Yeah,
continuing along, right? Like there might have been like a pause. I think for us, it was like a week, and then we went back to work. It was like not a big deal.
yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah. I remember my dad was working like crazy. He was the only one getting up in the house. He was gone. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, he was gone.
that's awesome, man. Yeah, and like there's different reasons why people are not college bound or college like into it. Like even myself, and I've talked to other guys too that it's not for them, and it wasn't for me. And I did pretty well in school. I just didn't like doing it, right? Like I didn't like doing all the extra work, all the extra stuff. My parents, they weren't like forcing me to do anything, but they were always, oh, you should, give that a try or give this a try, which was like those, I don't know what they used to be called, gifted and talented, and all these weird names, right, for the classes, like the
Yeah,
higher classes. I didn't want to do any of that. I was like, take me out, put me back in regular classes. I don't like all the extra work.
yeah, those accelerated honors and AP and all that.
There
Yeah,
you
nah,
go. Yeah.
nah. That's what it's
So
called. Yeah, yeah, the
yeah, yeah,
honors and
yeah.
AP.
I was like, nah,
Crazy.
man. Like I don't want the extra work. And when I went to college, I didn't know what I wanted to do either. And finally someone's like, well, maybe you should try a trade. And I was like, okay, cool. And my community college had HVAC, so that's how I got into it, right? So they had a
Mm,
good program, so I did well there, and I learned a lot. But it's not necessary. You can learn definitely on the job, things like
yeah.
that. So your dad's been doing it for a while, then, right?
Yeah, no, yeah. I think he told me like since 2000, it's like 2008 or 2006, one of those. It's been basically since I was born. He's been doing it basically, and
Man,
I was born 2006, so he's been doing it for a minute now. Yeah,
I feel so old doing these podcasts now. I graduated high school in 2006.
in 2006.
Yeah. So
I just became alive. That's funny. Oh my God.
I also want to thank our new sponsors, CallRail. So I've been more into marketing and just online presence with our business, even though we only do commercial. Word of mouth is really good for any business. But once you get to a place where you want to be, a big name online or just anywhere, be recognizable, like I said, online presence, have a nice website, be able to be searchable in Google and all these different search engines, and just have a big presence. You need to know where to spend your money, and all I'm going to say is that CallRail can help you track that if that's something that you're interested in. CallRail can tell you, hey, these are not working so much, these are working really good, stop spending your money here, put more money and effort into this, and just be smarter about what you spend. So make sure you go by callrail.com. They do have a no risk free trial, and you can check it out for yourself. And when you're doing your day-to-day work, you got to make bids, you got to do those quotes. I think one of the things that we have to deal with now is finding and pricing out parts. And that's why I wanted to tell you guys about We Supply Trades. They are a family owned online distributor with over 90 years of experience in HVAC, hydronics, and the plumbing world. And if you need parts quickly, they have a massive inventory, which I've been told they've been adding to weekly. You can order by 3:30 p.m. Eastern and get it shipped same day. They have their pro membership, which is not only free, but you also get the benefit of better pricing, free shipping over $99, free returns. And for my listeners, you get a bonus of 15% off your first order with code reliable15. And if you're looking for a supplier who truly understands your world, please go check out wesupplytrades.com. I'll leave my exclusive link down in the description, and these guys just get it. So my dad started our business too, right? So he does kitchen equipment. So he does all the cooking, steamers and fryers and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of what he started as, and that's what he's done before that, before his business. And he
Mhm.
started that in like '07, like right after I graduated high school, because I took a break from after high school too. I was like, I don't want to do
How long
college right
did it
away.
take? How long was the break?
Just a year. Just I
Okay.
didn't want to do school anymore, and I was like, I need a break.
Yeah, no. That's understandable. Oh, that's most people. I ain't gonna lie. My one friend did that too.
Yeah. And thankfully in that time he opened up his business, and I was like, "Oh, hey, maybe I can do the HVAC program and see if I like it." So I've been doing this, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
about 18 years now. You're
About 18
19.
years. Does it get tiring? Are you getting up there where you like, I kind of want to step back a little bit?
Well, you're kind of the in the same situation I am, where your
Mhm.
dad started it, right? And eventually you're going to
Yeah.
have to, do more. So the problem with me is in the beginning, like those first few years,
Hmm.
I didn't want to do anything. I was still going to college, right, for the HVAC. I still
Yeah.
had college friends. I still had roommates. Like I moved out right away, and I stayed up all night. I did, I went out a lot. I went out of town a lot, and I just wanted to do that. I went to
Yeah.
work and school, and I was like, as soon as like 5 o'clock hits or whatever it was,
I'm gone on Friday. I'm gone.
yeah,
I
I'm
like.
like, don't call me. um, So that took me a while to take it seriously. I always tell people it took me like 5 years, 6 years to take it
5 years to really
serious.
like understand like your situation and like I get what you're
Yeah,
saying.
and I would say it took a few years work wise, right? Like maybe that same time to and maybe that's what it was, to get comfortable with any job, because I know I've talked with other guys like when those first few years, I don't know how it is for you. I feel like a lot of kids now that are doing it, like I know you've seen other YouTubers or people on Instagram, right? There's a lot of kids
Yeah, it's a
in the
lot
trade right
of
now.
yeah, it's a lot. I think last year when I first like started my account, I don't remember seeing as many people. Now people I feel like are so like open about posting. I think like everybody just like a whole bunch of HVAC guys like just like made everybody confident just post your
Yeah,
work and I think now it's becoming more like of a thing.
which is cool because like I started my channel, I don't know, 4 years ago. Wait, no, 5 years ago,
I think
4 or 5 years ago, something like that. And there was only a handful of people, and like it was growing, but it's nothing like it is now. It's crazy, and I enjoy it because I talk a lot with people. I do the podcast, I do Instagram, I talk to other guys, and it's cool to learn new things, but also just talk shop with guys. Like that's kind of like the cool thing about it. But for me, like I said, I think it took me a few years. It took me a little bit longer than most people now. I think everybody's like dedicated now, right? Like they see it as a career. You've seen it like with your dad, like how good it can be. And I didn't care. I'll be honest. And in those first few years, I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't comfortable. Like I was always like, oh my god, this call. Like I wonder what it is. I wonder, is it this? Like
yeah,
all these things
stressing
go through.
about it. Yeah, it's just yeah. I know
It
what you
all goes
mean.
through my mind, and then after a while, I was like, oh, it's a call. Like I don't even need. Don't even tell me what it is. I'll get there and I'll figure it out. Like that's when I got comfortable.
Yeah. That's so I'm still at a point where I get like, oh, what could this be? Blah blah blah. But I know eventually it's gonna, get better and stuff within
Yeah,
time.
I've had that talk. Are you on TikTok too?
Yeah, I'm on TikTok too. Yeah,
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 I've there's a refrigeration man. I always bring him up
yeah. Hmm.
because he has like a meme of that like in his van. Like first few years, stressing out in the van. What is it? This and that. And then like after a few years, you're like, ah, whatever. Just give me the call. And
Give me the call.
I always remember that because I was like, that's exactly what happened to me. And I don't know. Once I got comfortable like that, I felt like I was, like I said, I could do anything, and I got more into it. I think that's when it became more fun for me personally. Is having, you know more experience and being able to do the calls and not worry about it. versus in the beginning stressing out because, and I was bringing that up, that call yesterday because I think I did a video on it at some point. I'll post it, but I
Uh-huh.
didn't show the work, but I did the, like I said, the rotor lock stainless steel to copper.
Yeah.
The first time I did that, I'll never forget. I struggled. It took me like almost all day to do one because I couldn't figure it out. And then
Yeah, no,
one of my
yeah.
one of my mentors that I was learning from came over and he's like, "Chill out. Like this is how it works. This is what you need to do. Take it easy. Don't stress out." And then
Yeah.
it stayed with me, and I figured it out, and now I can do those repairs.
I think it like HVAC can get nerve reacting because it's like also dangerous at the same time. You just know you like kind of got to do it right, or everything just gets screwed up, or you can create more problems. One thing I learned like with my dad, like over the years, I can say is watch him in different situations how he talks to customer. You know, when he has like a more like needy customer where you gotta take the shoes off at the door, like certain things like that. I just learned kind of like, and I watch how he like talks to them, or like when he's on the phone, like how he's running the call, like getting all the information he needs to write down on his notebook or on Jobber just to having this thing.
Oh, that's a great plug for Jobber. I got a free trial and discount for anybody listening. um, we
Of
love
course,
Jobber.
yeah,
How many
yeah.
how
Jobber's
many
great.
how many guys do you have on your in your company on your team?
It's about 8 to 9 of us. It's about 8 to 9
Okay,
of us.
that's exactly because we've always been a core of three people. It's been me, my brother, and my dad. We've had
Mm-hmm.
other guys, come and go. We've had some good ones that we just couldn't keep. And right now we went up to 4, 5, where we ended up with 7 the other month. We're up to
Yeah,
7 right now. And I feel like that's where
that's
you
good.
need a CRM like that, right? It helps you stay organized and
They
kind of, yeah. And we started using more features like trying to schedule and get all these new customers to fill out a form, and everything's there in the app and we can see it. And I had to, for me personally, it was my idea. My dad didn't want to do it, and
yeah.
now he loves it. Now he wouldn't go back.
I think it has a lot of great features. Like I like the one where it's like you can remind them, like the text to
Yeah.
remind. You know how like on messages or like email, because some people forget. They might talk and call you or like this and that, but they'll forget, or they might be thinking about somebody else, and that can just get you to get them again, like
Oh
later down
yeah.
the line, or
Yeah, there.
maintenances that some maintenances too for like coming up.
Oh yeah, man. Like there's a lot of cool stuff, and he always had me doing the paperwork, right? So back like just a few years ago, we were doing paper invoices. I hated it. I had to collect them. I had to type them out because all our customers went to digital themselves, right? There's a website where I have to go in and upload things or bill them
Yeah,
or whatever it is. And we were still on paper invoices. I'm like, I have to retype this. I hate this, right?
it's
Now,
annoying. That's double the work basically. You're doing
yeah,
double the
yeah,
work.
exactly. So when we got Jobber, I was like, okay, now I can just email it or text it, whatever they want, and they already have the invoice. So it's been awesome. I also want to thank Diversitech. They simplify your work. They have everything a contractor needs to complete a job. That goes from equipment mounting, condensate, management, tools, maintenance chemicals, electrical components, indoor air quality, and much more. They have different branches under the same umbrella. More than likely, you're already using some of their products or tools. So go check out diversitech.com, and it's your one-stop shop for everything HVAC. Like I said, we're kind of in the same situation there because with my dad
Mm-hmm.
and me working for him for so long, I didn't understand the customer service part either. So it's cool to hear you say that you've been picking that up from him, and that's all it is you seeing how he handles them or listening to the phone calls, listening to the interaction. That's all I did too. Or I started
Yeah.
noticing, and I was like, okay, like I can't be rude. I can't be not talkative because they don't like that either. You got to be nice. You got to greet them. You got to, explain what you're doing. That's always one of the good ones too. Is let them know what you're working on, what you're doing, and kind of explain it to them if they want to. Some of them don't care, but you
Yeah.
still make that conversation.
Yeah, no, yeah. I learned a lot, especially like the ones that like are like also rude. Oh my God. Sometimes they can
Yeah.
really like push your buttons or like the way they talk is just like I'm helping you out, like, and then you kind of like get attitude because you know how people also, especially during the summertime, they get mad because you might say you're gonna be here at this time, but you might be an hour late, in this field you can't really like tell
Yeah.
anybody to finish, because that's just bad luck. That's always what I realized, like just to get off topic for what I'm going to say is like when I realized when I was young, because I was young, I was still in high school and stuff, so I would make plans with my friends because I used to work every Saturday. Like I just like every Saturday, my dad had me on with the crew, like so like I would just be like, hey, like yeah, I definitely can make plans at 3 and stuff, and then when we get around 3, I'm like I'm still in Baltimore. I'm like, it's no way I'm gonna be able to come. So I had to learn that early. Like I even because I have a girlfriend, I tell her like I can't tell you when I'm gonna be done. Whenever
Yeah.
I'm done, I'm done. Like I had to tell my friends, I'm like, I don't know, so you cannot ask me. Like just whenever I'm done,
Yeah.
I'll come.
Yeah, when you're working that much, going full time, or like you said, working on the weekends, it's hard to tell. I was gonna say that too. Like making dinner plans is hard. Making plans to do something and this and that. It's like when I get off, I get off. It's especially during the summer, right? I
Yeah,
can't. I can't.
tired.
Yeah, I can't predict. Like yesterday, I didn't know I was gonna go in yesterday. It happened, right? And we have a rotation, and most likely somebody's gonna go out at least once on the weekend.
That probably was the hardest thing when I was a kid because I used to be like, because I'm a kid, my friends doing fun things, and they like, Amir, you coming? Like, nah, I can't, I can't. I'm not even almost done yet. Like, it's still on the vacuum. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, man. Because like I said, I tried to go out as much as I could, and it's like it's hard to balance both, right? Personal and
yeah,
work. And the thing is, when you get into the trades, I do think you invest more in the beginning. You're
mhm,
learning, you're putting in that time so that you can get that benefit later of more time back or doing the job quicker. There's so many benefits to it if you do it early enough. Like
yeah,
if you're dedicated when you start, like you're gonna be on the right track much sooner. Like I said, for me, it took a little longer because I didn't want to do it, and then now I get the benefit. Now I have
yeah,
kids. Now it's like, okay, whatever you guys want to do, I can make the time with like the whole customer thing because I didn't know how to deal with customers. That was the hardest part of it for me because my dad is like that kind of guy that's like best friends with everybody. That as soon as he meets them, he
yeah.
figures out how they are, and it's like, okay, that this is how I talk to them, or this is how I can be with them, and then they're best friends. I was like, I don't know how to do that. I was like, I get there and I'm already annoyed with something,
Yeah, just with something. Yeah,
so
no,
I had
yeah,
to.
I'm like my dad kind of. I kind of have like an outgoing personality, but like
Okay,
also sometimes I can be like a little standoffish. Like it's really dependent on the situation, honestly.
I'm the complete opposite of my dad. He's the talkative one, the handshakes, everything. I just didn't want to do it, so I had to learn how to do that. And there was those customers because you brought up like rude customers.
Mhm.
There was some that I just did I thought just didn't like us for whatever reason. Like they would call us, but they didn't like us or something.
Yeah.
And my dad figured it out, but it's just that was just the guy's personality, right? He was cursing all the time and complaining, but that's just how he talked. So my dad would joke around with him, like,
Mhm.
kind of talking in his language,
Make it
right?
light,
Oh,
make light to the situation. Yeah, like he
yeah,
knows how to.
yeah, yeah. Like, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like he started like complaining with him or just kind of like trying to relate with him. And
Mhm.
then boom, best friends. I was like, okay, I got to read the room and I got to figure out how to talk to these people.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, yeah. Once you do that, that's just good for like social skills. Far as just doing anything other than that, like podcasts or just like just talking to people out in the field and stuff. It helps with everything. So it's been good that I learned that from my dad. Honestly.
No, that's awesome. I wanted to touch on that because like you doing what you're doing is kind of reminding me of the process that I had to go through, right? Because I work for
Yeah.
my dad too. So then have you always been interested in what your dad did? Is that what it was like to get you into it, or is it something you still have to figure out like later, like you said, maybe a couple years ago?
I was always interested because I always see him work hard, and like I always been a hard worker, even like in school, even though I didn't like it, like I would still be a hard worker, but like I just knew I wanted to be something with my hands. Obviously I had dreams of being a basketball player, all that,
Dude,
but then
you're like, it's so weird talking to you. That was my thing too.
yeah, no, that was my thing,
I
basketball, football, one of them.
I tore my ACL, so that kind of went down the drain, and I had a bad
Oh,
surgery, so that didn't work out.
oh yeah, nah. I haven't. I just knew being realistic. I had to like
Yeah,
get out the basketball mindset, because some people like not and nothing's wrong with some people think they're gonna be basketball players till their senior year, and when they basketball season's over, no colleges have reached out, stuff like that. But I had to be realistic, so I was like, I got to jump the gun. So I always been interested, every Saturday, I think it got better. At first, I was just kind of like there in them, like in a sense where I would just like be there on the weekends, helping them out, get money to buy shoes when I was younger. And then I realized I actually kind of liked it at first because my brother used to do it with me. So I have an older brother. He used to do HVAC with me. Well, like help on the weekends, but he ended up not liking it, but he might like it eventually. But
yeah.
me and him used to go on the jobs with each other. So he used to like we used to drive down and go meet the guys and stuff like that. Help out whatever they needed.
That was gonna be my other question: is if you had any siblings. So your older brother does not work with you guys anymore, or
No, no, he
okay,
doesn't. No, he used to. It was like when he was like in high school. So
oh, okay,
he lives in Atlanta, and then I have a younger sister that just graduated high school, and now she's moving to Atlanta too.
oh, okay, okay. I have two younger brothers. So the youngest
Mhm.
one came in, and I've always said that he's like borderline OCD or something because he does everything like he tries to make everything look perfect, tries to do everything like the right way and this and that, which is great. I don't mind it. Him and my dad kind of butt heads on the calls because if we're doing like installs or something together, my dad's like, "We got
Yeah,
to get out of here. We got to get it done." And my brother's like, "We got to do it this way." And
this
I'm going to do
way.
it this way. Yeah. I just can't have them together on an install because they'll get in a fight. Um,
Yeah, nah, yeah, your dad ready to go, and he's trying to stay there. Like we gotta go to the next job.
yeah. So I have a middle brother too.
Mhm.
He didn't like it. So he worked a whole day and was like, "Nah, I'm out." And he left.
He was
So
like, "I'm done. Nah, it's hot weather. It's cold
yeah, so
weather. Nah."
he's good at like he because right now he has a really good job at HEB. It's a a big grocery store here in Texas, and he's good at accounting, good at customer service. Like he's very high up where he's at, and
Yeah, that's
he's also like a videographer, photographer, which is kind of like where I got. I would ask him questions when I started my channel and stuff because he was into that, and he did like training videos and trainings and he even did like some local commercials for them. So he's like good where he's at. I mean, I think that's what he was meant to do, right? So it's
yeah,
all
no,
good.
that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. You said photography and videography because that's what I actually was also like. That was one of my side hustles. Like I have a photography business, so like that's where I kind of incorporated the videos.
Oh,
Where I was like, you know what? Like I like making videos because I always like making videos and edit stuff. I was like, you know what? Why don't I just do this for HVAC when I realized I was gonna do it? And then I started getting HVAC TikTok. And I'm like, you know what? I think I'll be good at it. So I just started shooting my shot like on TikTok. That's where I first had originally started
oh,
on
okay.
TikTok. Yeah, that was my main platform, because everybody says TikTok gets you views and stuff like that. So that's when I was a kid. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna throw it up there. And ever since then that was good. I wish I had started everything at the same time, but I was so
Yeah.
focused on TikTok, so I built it like pretty good. And then that's when I was like, you know what? I don't even have an Instagram, and I was like, I should just have an Instagram too, because TikTok and Instagram are kind of two different. I would say age groups. Like TikTok's more for the younger people, like, but Instagram's for more of the older guys that's been in the field a little bit longer that can critique you and like give you good advice and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go on Instagram, and then I ended up starting a YouTube channel because people was like, "Oh, you need to start a YouTube channel." Like, people like the day in the life content, especially like the people on
Mm-hmm.
TikTok that are and want to see like what it is like before they even try to go to trade school or try to get like apprenticeship or anything like that.
No, that's good, and that's I've noticed that's what a lot of people are, or the younger guys in the trade are doing, right? Like that day in the life, and that's what people end up watching. Because I go through, go through the comments like on yours or Ewok does,
And
what is
well,
this?
I think
Ewok does
Ewok
HVAC,
does HVAC. Yeah.
yeah,
Ewok does.
and HVAC disciple and all those guys,
Yeah.
like their comments are
Tay,
filled with
have you heard of Tay? Tay pretty good too. I like his videos.
which
Tay,
one?
I think it's Tay and official or something like that.
I think I follow him on.
You probably definitely.
It's probably on TikTok that I follow him. Yeah, I've run into him too.
Yeah.
And I mean, all of you are crushing it basically. But like, I look at the comments. I'm always like looking around, and I look at the comments,
Hmm.
and it's all the kids like, oh, I'm excited for trade school. I'm getting into it. I want to, I enjoy watching because they see what it's like, and then they get excited for it. Like that stuff is cool. So I get it. I've seen that, like you said, people wanted that kind of content, and it's been cool to see. And yes, TikTok is for younger people because all the old guys that I talk to, like, oh, I don't like TikTok. I don't want to do it.
Yeah, they were like, I like TikTok. Yeah, no, I think like posting HVAC is cool because traditionally, trades are not like popular where it's like, oh, like lawyer, doctor. It's not like something to be like, oh, like I care about. So like when I start posting, I see a lot of people interested. I'm like, okay, people actually like it. And then like I got over a lot of DMs. Like some of them I can't respond because there's so many DMs.
Oh
But
yeah,
like it's like it gets
that's what I was gonna
crazy
ask
how many
you.
people.
If you've gotten those, I mean, obviously you have, but if you've gotten those messages where they're just looking for advice, or they just tell you that your content helped. That's the only reason why I do even what I do, right? Like, I did YouTube, or I had Instagram first, but I didn't really use it. And I did YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, and I was like, let me just post. And I don't know, if it wasn't for those messages, I probably wouldn't have kept posting or post as much. So
Yeah, no, yeah, that's definitely a factor. No, yeah.
that's been the coolest part.
It's like a second job, like social media, because people want to see what you're doing and stuff. So I'm like, some days I do not feel like recording and then like editing the videos. Like that's a whole nother job at like at itself. It's been crazy, like as far as like the content and like being able having to edit all the videos and stuff like that.
So when you say that's like a hobby of yours or something you were interested in, do you have any, or was it all on your phone, or did you have any other cameras that you got?
I'm not really too fond on the like camera. I'm not like too technical, but I got a Canon. So like I was
Okay.
like in high school, I was starting to shoot like videos and like concerts and stuff like that when I was younger. And then I ended up buying just recently I bought like since I want to start my YouTube channel, I bought a DJI Osmo Pocket, like the creator combo. It's for like my YouTube videos. So that's kind of like my tech what I use, and then like a tripod, with my regular phone for like my regular videos and stuff like that.
That's awesome. I've been debating back and forth if to get like a actual camera, because
Uh-huh.
I'm so like I said, my brother was the one that did all that professionally,
Mhm.
because he did charge, he did weddings, he did stuff like that. So that's why I would ask him like, hey, hi, how do you like Photoshop? How do you do this? How do you edit? Little things like that. And but I always liked photo editing and cutting things together and making something,
Yeah.
but it would always be on my phone and stuff. So I've always debated, because I've always enjoyed, and I'm a big, it's hard to watch movies now, but I've always been like a big movie person. Uh, I watch a movie or I watch a show, and I kind of look at how they film things or how they shoot things, and that's kind of the interest that I've always had. So that's kind of always there when I'm like editing or filming. That's kind
Mhm.
of my mindset there, because it was like a small little hobby, and then like that's why I did the YouTube as well, because I like doing that stuff. I like seeing that stuff.
Yeah.
And that Pocket 3 is pretty awesome.
So you like
Yeah.
it though, as far as like the features and stuff like that. Like I like how like
It's
my favorite feature is a gimbal, like where it follows you.
yeah. I always look at like B-roll, right? You're trying to get a video of like a tool, or even in work, right? You're trying to get a cool shot. It's hard to keep your phone steady, right? And it looks weird if you're like shaky and stuff, right? So
Yeah.
that is the cool part. I've been debating if to get like a gimbal for my phone because sometimes the phone does end up having the best quality. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's what I even realized. Like, it's like some people be like, that hit me up, that want to post their content. They'd be like, "Oh, do I need to go buy a camera?" I'm like, "No, you really don't need that. All you need is really your phone." The DJI is probably the best. Like, if I would say, far as people like that want to get into it, I think it low key is the best camera to get out far as YouTube and kind of getting that like both feeling. Cause like when I set it up, I'll set it like on the ground, like in the grass, and then have it
Hmm.
track me, like me breaking down the condenser, and it's kind of following. But also, it's like the thing is you kind of don't need it though, because like YouTube videos, like my uncle always tell me, like you kind of like phone. That's all you need is a phone, because
Yeah.
it's also HVAC, so you don't got to be too like movie. Like you don't have to make it that crazy with it. Like
It just depends on what you want to do because
yeah,
like the content I I'm trying to be better about recording more, and
mm,
my thing is always the audio because I got to talk as I'm doing stuff with the phone, so I had to get the mics because it gets real windy here.
yeah.
Yeah,
Where you live at? Like where are you located? Where y'all located out of?
South Texas, but we're about like an hour and a half away from the beach, so we get all that weather, all the hurricane weather, the big winds, the the what do you call it? The humidity, all the corrosion, we deal with that too. We get rusted out units all the time. So
Oh
I,
yeah.
I, I get a little bit of everything. Yeah, the Pocket 3 is, I think, a really good investment if you do want to like level up. But you really, if I had to tell anybody, because I get that question too, just use your phone, just post. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the most important part.
How many times do you normally try to post? Do you try to post like at least 4 times a week, since 7 days in a week? Like, do you normally have a schedule, or like you just
So,
post whenever?
are you asking like for any specific platform?
Like all of them, it don't matter.
All of them every day. So YouTube, that those are harder because I like to edit and do you know Curtis HVAC guy?
I think I heard of him, yeah, too. I heard of
So
Curtis.
he does the GoPro, and I don't know how he does it, but he will record during the day, edit when he gets out, and it's already posted, within that hour. And he posts every day, so it's a YouTube 20-minute, 40-minute video every
Yeah.
single day. And I mean, it's worked for him because he's at 80,000 subscribers right now. Like
Oh, that's
I
good.
think consistency is always what helps you if you want to grow faster. So on my end, and I've talked to other guys, like we like to edit a little bit more because he just like it's just like here's the work and boom, which is great because you get to see the whole process. But I like to edit. I have a thing where I want to do music or sound effects or whatever it is, right? And takes me a little bit longer. So on YouTube, I try to do 2 to 3 a week.
Hmm.
Um, if I can, I've been doing pretty well this year with that. But like Instagram and TikTok, although TikTok, sometimes I forget. I try to post every day, and it's just
Yeah.
whatever. It could be like a meme. It could be like a quick clip of me doing something. I just try to post every day, and that helped a lot.
Even on a sto- Even on a story, if you don't want to post like
Yeah.
a reel or regular photos, yeah, just something just to show you're active in the HVAC
And
community.
like you said, so many people do it now. It's kind of weird if you don't do it for a few days, a week, whatever it is, it's hard to get those views back.
Yeah, no, yeah, you gotta like consistent. I'm gonna be honest, like these last 2 weeks probably the most consistent I've been, because like I be wanting to do it. It's just like the editing. Like I love editing, but at the end of the day, when you get off work, you got your friends, and you got stuff to do. It's just like dang, and then by the time you're doing HVAC, so at the end of the day, when you going to sleep or towards the end of the night, you kind of tired. You're like, nah, I can't. Like that's when I try to be able to try to edit my videos when I'm laying in the bed, but like I
Yeah.
just normally pass out sometimes.
It's hard, and then I have kids, so they're always like they always want to do something. I'm like at this point, because I do the podcast, I do the other stuff. Like
Yeah.
I was like, I kind of have to post. I was like, and I do like my YouTube is monetized. I do sponsor stuff here and there, so I'm like, technically it's a job. I'm like, just let me finish editing, post it for them, and then we can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But that's always a hard part. Is finding the time to do all that because and I was going to mention it earlier, but I know we kind of went over a few other things, but it
Hmm.
is a second job, man. And people, and it's funny the way people get in your comments. So that's another thing I've told people, like, don't listen to the negative comments. Just, take the good ones and use that as like motivation or something to help you with. Or if they ask you for something, like I try to, if they have any recommendations, I'll try and do videos for that, stuff like that. Because you're always going to get
Hmm.
bad comments. It is what it is, right? Um, and I'm like, I post things because I like to post them. I like tools, so I post tools. Like I'm not, I don't force anybody to buy anything or anything like that. So just don't worry about the negative comments. That's always going to happen.
No, yeah,
It's not as
definitely.
bad as it used to be, but they're there.
Yeah, that's when I first started, that's when like I realized how like harsh these people can be because it's like I get you, but like once again in this field I realized I had to realize that everybody is a know-it-all. So everybody thinks they know it all or
Yeah.
say woulda, coulda, shoulda this, but like at the end of the day, if they was in my situation, they'll do the same thing, or I know they've done it before. So it kind of makes it seem like you want to be picky with me.
And it's never going to be perfect. I've tried to be more transparent with that. Like, the work that we do, and I forgot, somebody left me a comment recently because I was talking about that because there's this, won't get into any names, but there's a guy that's always like, oh, you're an IG tech and this and that. I was like, my
What did
job is
they?
my job. Yeah, I was like, my job is my job, and Instagram and TikTok, like if I didn't do that anymore, I'd be fine. I have my job.
Yeah, like you'll be living your normal life, like you just doing it for like for the people that like how you said, for the younger people that are interested, or for anyone that just getting into the trade, or
Yeah, so
just like
somebody that I know had commented like, don't worry, like you actually have the balls to show your work. And that's the other thing, right? Like we actually show
yeah,
what we do, our work, knowing that people are going to see it, everyone's going to see it and they're going to have something to say. So, I mean, that's another
and it's
thing is you got to it's courage to post. It's it is what it is and not everybody's going to like it.
no, yeah, no. When I was like when I first started, because like once again I didn't know it all, so like I have some videos and I'd be like, oh, I didn't even realize that. So I didn't like I was just posting certain stuff that I guess like probably wasn't the easiest way or should have had this and that. So it was like kind of I had to realize. But now like I get the hang. I know when people are gonna have something to say, and so half of them don't even post their work and like they got like maybe like 30 followers and they just like I just Man, I just be like, these people, man, like, oh my God, they got everything something to say. Like the littlest thing you would even recognize in your own video, just edit it, they'll like realize, oh, why is this? I'm like, bro, what? Like, like how do you just skip over the whole video and focus on something in the corner or just I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It gets a little strange.
So you've done this, well, you've done HVAC a few years. Do you mostly do like service, installs? What kind of work do you do?
I would mainly say like mainly installs, but I do both. My dad tried to give me like kind of experience for both. So I kind of do
Yeah.
both, but I kind of like install so far kind of more over service because I like just knowing that you have to do this and then you kind of like are like done after this, like these steps, like just like in a sequence of operation. But I actually don't mind service too because you get to drive around more, you get to kind of like be out more around the town. Like, so I really, it really doesn't matter. I really like both of them.
No, that's good. I like service because I get to drive around a lot. I don't mind the time it takes because where I'm at, we service 2 hours each way. Like we live right in the middle, so we service 2 hours each way. I could be driving half the day at least. And I like the service work. Install, so I guess you like you know, doing new installs or change outs because
Yeah.
you get to do everything, right? You get your hands on everything. That's your install and you can do it
Hmm.
the way you want to. And it's like you see the end result. And
Yeah, no, yeah, that's kind of, I like that feeling low key. Like, yeah,
like the
feeling, seeing
reward.
something old. Yeah, like seeing something completely old where it's just like, dang, this thing didn't look good. And then just seeing the transition and just everything, just nice and clean.
That's awesome. Did it take you a while to kind of pick up any of this, like the install or service or just the HVAC work in general?
I I when I think of that question, like it kind of took me a while, but like it didn't. It's just I had to apply myself more because I was mainly like when I once again like when I say I was younger, like I was kind of just there. So I wish kind of like when I was a little bit younger and I realized that like I was gonna go to college, I paid attention more. But like once I got in trade school, that made me like understanding where I'm like I wasn't like because I always kind of knew it like after a while watching, you kind of know what to do, but like I still wasn't like kind of taking initiative to like doing it, even though like I had the confidence to do it. Like I was just like not, but now I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. Like or like
Mm.
this and that. Like you kind of like you're eventually getting that mindset where you're just like, you know what, screw it. Like what do you keep like worried about? Especially like I think trade school built my confidence, like doing it in trade school or talking about it, and then like on the weekends, like for example, like if I do it in trade school and then on the weekends, like we actually do it. My dad, I'm like, I just learned that in school, like mini split, like flaring, like that was one thing like in trade school I didn't know how to do when I used to see my dad like workers like do like flaring and stuff like that. I'd be like how do you do that? And then when I learned in trade school and then we do a mini split on a Saturday, it's like, yeah, let me try. Like I did it in trade school. Like kind of gets you excited. So like I think eventually like it kind of just came like a little more natural. I still don't know it all because I'm only 19 and I only really been like paying attention for the last 2 years. But I'm getting it. I'm getting it pretty good. I would say.
So has so are you in trade school right now?
No, I graduated. Yeah, I
Oh, okay,
graduated.
okay. And so then for you, you learned quite a bit doing the trade school. I hear
Yeah.
different things. Like for me, it was good, but I think you learn a lot if it's a good school.
I ain't got nothing bad to say about trade school. I think it's pretty good for people that got nothing, like like no experience, and if it's even hard to find an apprenticeship, because some schools, if you got a good school, they can land you a job. Like
Oh yeah.
I went to in tech, so they was like when even though I was working for my dad, like they was adamant about making sure that you got a job and like trying to make sure that you like had something to do when you finish the program. So I feel like it's just all depending on your trade school. I see a lot of people talk bad about trade school, but I think a lot of my trade school, as far as like in tech, like taught me like certain things that I don't think I as knew as much, or I wasn't even confident asking my dad workers. Like it kind of just like certain things you just didn't know, like the meaning, like and stuff like the cycle of refrigeration, like stuff like that. Kind of just like as low key was good, like of going to trade school for like the flaring part, like. I probably never would have asked my dad workers, can I try it? Because you trying to get the job done. You're not trying to practice. You can't practice. Like you're trying to get the job done. So like once again, trade school's like practicing and like yeah,
Yeah, because like right now we have some apprentices. So our senior tech has been training them and this and that. And that's what happens because like right now we had some they went to do some compressor change outs and there's HVAC equipment they've worked on. And our senior tech's like I had to kind of do the brazing like they wanted to, but I was like I needed to do it because it's
yeah,
summer, right? We can't wait, we can't teach right now. But when it gets slower, that's when we do more of the teaching on the job and stuff because they haven't done trade school. There is one
hmm
that is gonna go, so he'll be in school and kind of working, but that's what I always say too. Like I had a good trade school and they teach you again if you don't know anything because before trade school I never used tools. I never used a power tool for sure. Like I didn't do any of that stuff. And they get you confident using tools, get you confident doing different things. I did perfect flares because I was taught in trade school.
yeah,
And and I've seen so many people complain and I'm like, well, I was like, I learned that in trade school. I can do a perfect flare every time. I'm pretty confident with that. But that was something that a lot of people struggled with, I guess, if they learned in the field. So there's different ways to think about trade school. And I had a good experience, like you said, you did too. And it
yeah.
also helps you learn, like you said, the basics because refrigeration cycle, superheat, subcool, hot temperature, saturation, all that kind of stuff you learn
That's
there.
confusing. Yeah, it can get confusing at
Yeah, cause
times.
cause
Like
try
all,
try having a technician explain that to you on a hot day, right? Like they're not gonna go through everything. So that's where it helps, I think.
yeah, that I think that's where like trade school helps for all those technicians that are like they wouldn't even mind telling you, but it's just like those things where it's just like it's one of those things you just locked in on your job, so like you just end up forgetting, like you're just trying to get it done because like it's hot and just like you can't start there talking about the refrigeration cycle when you know
Yeah.
it's 100 degrees out and stuff like that. That's when like trade school kind of like helps you, and then the books and stuff that comes with it, and meeting friends. That's how like I got a couple of trade school friends. That when they go to I can talk to them. Chat them up and see like learn things from them. So I honestly personally think it's a good thing to go to trade school because it's especially my trade school was only a year, so it's like it's only a year. College is 4 years. Mine's really 9 months, so it was even a year
Yeah.
completely. But and it's just to get to basics.
That's exactly what I say. And those basics, because I was not good in, like, I didn't like doing school, but like for that, I did kind of, try to pay attention and just learn as much as I could.
Hmm.
A lot of that stuff did stick with me,
And a
and
lot.
going out in the field, going against, senior techs when I started, and I knew a little bit more on like the weird issues, like the tricky ones, and where they couldn't figure it out, but I was like, I can figure it out because I know how to check this or that. That's where that
Hmm.
helped me too. And I I got confident pretty quick because the trade school helped me out.
No, yeah, definitely. I think if you just apply yourself in trade school and you're new and you actually like stick with it and like lock in, I think trade school is really worth it to be honest, like for sure.
And then now you can also just watch YouTube. I mean,
Yeah,
Craig Migliaccio, AC Service Tech, HVAC
AC Cert-
School.
yeah,
Those are
HVAC
good
school.
ones.
Those are good. I admit we watched a couple of videos those in trade school, like on Fridays or
That's what I
Well,
hear.
yeah, Thursdays we would watch them like towards like the end of the day. They would just like throw on like HVAC educational videos, and those was good too. So it's all depending on. I just say like it's kind of all depending on your situation type thing. Like 'cause if you find an apprenticeship and you watch videos and you follow a whole bunch of HVAC guys on social media that like give educational or just where you can see it constantly, then you're like, oh, I know how to do that. Or like it kind of it's all dependent on your situation. That's how I
Yeah,
view
yeah.
it.
And that's the crazy part because when I went to school, there was not much there. I don't even know if YouTube was around, honestly. I know Instagram wasn't around. So a lot of the resources that we have now I didn't have when I started trade school. So like I didn't have any of that. It was hard to
Yeah,
even find a manual online when I started working, which now it's like I use my phone for everything, right? You look up everything.
model
And
serial pops up.
yeah, and now I get that message too, like, hey, our school uses your videos for, for class. I'm like, that kind of puts it into perspective for me. Like I said earlier, like, those messages you get of people that watch your content and stuff. So when I get that, or when I get people that say that they use them for class, I'm like, okay, I need to be better about my content and like maybe
Yeah, that
explain a little
motivates you.
bit.
Makes you a little
Yeah,
extra, like yeah.
be accountable and do better. And I'm like, okay, I need to be better about, the stuff that I put out there.
Yeah, like even like the last couple of weeks I've been getting like while I'm like just walking into the supply house where people are stopping me like, hey, you the guy on Instagram or TikTok, I watch your videos, and like it's like crazy. It's like dang, like
It's cool,
that's
man. And I do the AHR Expo. I don't know if you're familiar with that one.
I heard of
Uh,
that. I think is that's like the big career where all the HVAC people
it's like a
like.
trade.
Yeah, I'm trying to go there. I'm actually trying to go there. What is it next year or it's next year,
Yeah,
right?
it's in
Or
February. It's like every
February?
year.
Uh huh.
The next one, where's the next one? Oh, Vegas. So
Vegas. Yeah, it's in
yeah,
Vegas. I'm trying
every
to go there. I
year.
don't know how to sign up, so I probably have to ask you when it comes around that time. But I'm trying to sign up. Me and my boy John, we trying to go down.
Well, it's free. You just go to their website and register, and you just get a
Uh,
pass, and you're in. Um, yeah, I've been going to that one for the past couple years, and that is cool too because the community has gotten so big that
mhm.
when you get there, it's like everybody, right? If you watch any YouTube or any Instagram, a lot of the guys are there, and it's really cool because you get a lot of the interactions online, but like there you get to do it in person, and it's just
Get to finally talk to them and pin the voice and like in
it's
person.
fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun to talk. That's my favorite part is like you see some cool stuff. I've been there a few years, so like the first year me and my brother were like amazed with everything that we saw, right? Because they have a bunch of stuff. They have actual like HVAC units in there. They have some small chiller stuff in there, and they have compressors that they have cut open. You know, you get to see a lot of cool stuff, and
Oh yeah, that's.
anything new that's coming out too. And
Mhm.
we did that the first year, but after that, I've just been trying to hang out with everybody that goes because that's
Yeah,
what
no,
I
that's cool. How long? How many days is it? Is it like
three
one day
days.
or is it 3
No,
days?
it's 3 days. It's a huge event. You will not see everything.
For
Yeah,
real? That's crazy. Yeah, no, dang. That's good. No, yeah,
a lot of
I'm
walking.
definitely gonna come. A lot of walking. How long is it? Like, is it early in the morning till like 3 o'clock or
Yeah, it's
7 till
like
3?
I want to say it's like from 10 to 5 or 6.
Okay, so yeah, that's good then. Yeah, nah. Definitely gonna be saving up, go down there and have a little nice treat, you know.
It's
Especially,
cool to do even if you do it once. It's cool to do. I started doing it more, so I've been going often. There's also the HVAC Tactical Awards. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
that
Um,
one.
that one's a cool one too. But those tickets do sell out. So if you do
They
look
sell
into
out?
it,
Are they already
yeah,
out? Are they
no,
already
not
out?
yet. But if you look into it, don't wait too long.
Nah, yeah. When is that one? I think that's the one I'm more heard of, the HVAC Tactical. I thought, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he
When
has
does
an
that?
award show, and that's on Sunday. So AHR is usually Monday through Wednesday. So he
Hmm.
does Sunday evening. That way, everybody gets to hang out, catch up before the expo, and it's usually somewhere close by. So it's usually in the same area. But yeah, so if you go out there, Sunday evening's the award show, and then Monday through Wednesday's the expo.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think I'm definitely gonna be there next year. I already kind of put that in my like calendar. Like I want to try it out. I seen. Well, I have actually seen because I follow Ewok and I talk to Ewok
Yeah.
sometimes. So I seen when he had posted and that kind of gave me a little buzz. Like, oh, that was pretty cool. That looked fun.
Um, I will say Ben takes it very serious. The guy that does the award show, and it is like top tier production to be honest. And it's live streamed. They have interview sections. They have a red carpet area. Like
Oh yeah,
it's a really cool experience. It makes you feel appreciated as a technician because we don't get that often, you know.
yeah. No, like that feeling where you're like, dang, I'm really important, or like you
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah, it's a fun time, man. Before we get off, because we've been here a little over an hour, I don't want to keep you too long.
yeah.
Do you have anything that you kind of want to end on, like maybe for the newer techs, the guys coming in, the guys that watch your stuff, because they're probably going to come over and watch this. Any advice
Yeah.
or something you want to leave on?
What I would mainly want to say to people is just like, if you're scared and you don't know what you want to do, like especially coming out of high school, just don't be scared. Like if you know your hands on, like I feel like most people that know they didn't go to college, like they kind of know whether they are hands on, like they kind of know what like leaning towards. So if you know you leaning towards like hands on, go to trade school, find an apprenticeship, just try to apply yourself as much as possible. And if you do land a job or you land an apprenticeship, just apply yourself. That's the most important thing. Like once again, how I was saying, like when you some days you feel like you're getting running out to the truck 100 times, and how whether like you're human too, or you just gotta make that extra mile. Just like eventually push through. Eventually, it's gonna get better. Like you're gonna eventually pay off. You're gonna end up being like how you are. The senior tech. Be able to do what you want. Tell people eventually to go to the truck. Like eventually, so it's one of those things where you just gotta stick with it. So I would just say if you into it, like just stick with it, and like you said, like just apply yourself. Like just kind of just like take
Just
it to
try,
the fullest. Yeah, just try. Cause you're
cause
not gonna be perfect. Like I've done a lot of mistakes. Like with my HVAC guys, like I've done a lot of things where you're like, oh, don't do that. Like where you get yelled at, kind of, and
yeah,
stuff like that. So you just gotta take that with all a grain of salt.
and just to add on that, like what I was saying is just try, because I've talked with other guys that are like, my age and been doing it as long as I have. And good technicians are hard to find. Like there's a lot of bad ones out there. So we need more good ones, more guys that care, apply themselves, like you said. And unfortunately, what I've said is, unfortunately, just a little bit of effort can make a
Yeah,
difference, right? So if you apply yourself, if you make a conscious effort, as little as it is, it'll help you a lot, and it'll help you be a good tech.
yeah. If you got heart and you try in this field, you'll be successful. Mainly with HVAC is just try to like have a good team, like far as like the guys you would just kind of just make it like because it can be such a tense job sometimes where you just like so uptight and like stuff like that. Like you need just like a good team to make you laugh, like just like I don't know.
That's what I hate on social media. Really quick before we get off, like when people get real um uptight in the comments, and I'm like, you gotta have fun. You're on the job all day. You're working with these people
Yeah,
all week. Like you gotta have fun. Just make it fun, you know?
because the HVAC, you can become a real angry person real quick, and like you become an
Yeah.
angry guy if stuff don't go right. So yeah, at the
Don't
end of the day, it's just like not being uptight about everything. We're so technical and stuff like that.
don't be that angry, uptight old man. Just have
Yeah,
fun. That's what you want.
have fun.
All right. Thanks, man. Thanks for coming on the show and giving us your story. I appreciate you for taking the time.
No, yeah, appreciate you, bro. It was good. And I when I first started, I was seeing your videos, so you was one of them people that I was like, he's doing pretty good. Like, and I liked your video. I was like, took a little something
Who
off
who
far as
did
like,
you that was my other question that I didn't get to. Like, who did you start watching when you got into YouTube? Because everybody, and it happened for me too. There was a handful of guys that I watched, and I'm like, that's kind of cool. I want to do that. Was there like some guys that you
yeah.
started with?
When I first started, like, and I was posting my content, because, like, on TikTok, I was like, I'm posting HVAC content. So then once I'm just, like, kind of going through the For You page, I started getting HVAC TikTok. So I saw, like, you, and then I seen Ewok, and then I seen Trades Over College, and then
Oh
this
yeah.
other guy, Butler, and then my dad worker who does it also, which is JX Pro. Like I seen it, so that's kind of like who kind of got me like like into it. I was like, these videos are cool, and like seeing Ewok the same age as me, or Trade Over College and Butler and them. It's kind of like we're all the same age. Like it was pretty cool. So yeah, those were the people I kind of
Uh, that,
started off watching.
that's awesome, man. Like I said, thanks again, everybody watching and listening. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.
Yep. See. Ya.